Ah, yeah, I made it. Right there, 11:45. I wasn't sure. Almost thought I missed it. What is happening, everybody? COVID and coffee. Working on the MT Sport Plus, kind of, sorta. Hope everybody had a good, uneventful, maybe eventful weekend. However you want to look at it. Well, if it was eventful, hopefully if it was eventful, it was in a good way. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm pretty tired. I've actually been working on. Oops, be quiet, you. Working on my daughter's. So yeah, 2004 Ford Ranger. Putting some new brakes into it. Gonna put a new front bumper, at least the metal structure, the chrome part on, and hopefully kind of just maybe take a hammer to some of the dents and see if I can fix some of those dented issues that the replacement bed that we had put on it, yeah, had suffered. So yeah, it was a totaled out truck that was brought back to life. Holy crap! Got Justin O'Neill as being first. We're actually on the back side of my house today because my neighbor across the street, I don't know if you can hear the noise, but over the weekend he walks over to my house. He's like, "Hey, I just want to let you know on Monday I'm gonna have a big wood chipper at my house." So I'm like, "Yeah, don't worry about it. It's fine. Like, you gotta do what you gotta do, you know." I'm like, "You guys don't complain when it's 11 o'clock at night and I've got my air hammer out working on a car." So, or they probably would complain. Not necessarily maybe the air hammer. Well, they would, but the air hammer that I have really isn't aggressive. But I will say the needle scale that I got, man, if you don't wear earmuffs using that needle scaler, you're gonna go deaf, and also wear eye protection. We got Justin O'Neill, Jerry BRC. Wonder if it was gonna be a stream today. Yeah, it was a toss up. There's there's stuff going on over here that uh, I'm not saying that YouTube's not important. It is, but certain things become more of a priority. So got to get those things. Yeah, it's well, either way. Working on the HoBao Hyper MT Sport today. Hopefully, I'm going to take it for a couple of rips. After I got actually batteries charging up right now, but I do have to square away, obviously, my daughter's truck. So we're going to do that today. And then, like I said, take the HoBao out for a couple rips and spend some time with the wife. And who knows? Who knows what we'll do? Not sure yet. So, but anyways, how's everybody doing? Anyways, all right. So look, we got Henry's Builds. You're a new guy. What's going on, guy? Chuck G is here. Justin, Jerry BRC. We've got. I think I did say Justin O'Neill. I'm just off, man. Gus's Custom Creations. Good morning to you as well. It is still morning. Cracked RC. I keep wanting to call you Crack 3D. Smokies RC, good morning. RC Master, good morning to you as well. Rift to the Raft, good morning, brother. Eddie Santabria, what's going on, man? How's everything? Everything's pretty good. Yeah, RC Master, I bet you're always tired, man. Sergeant J, what is going on, brother? New goodies came in from Vitavon. Oh, that's awesome, man. That means a couple bucks right there. You just got to say the word Vitavon, and it's just like, oh yeah. Yep. How's your wallet looking? How's your wallet looking, Sergeant J? Updates, right? Rift to the Raft has updates on his double cab Komodo, which is awesome. Flying Fortress is going on. Philip Battle, I think that's how you say it. Is there an electric conversion kit for the Hyper ST? I don't know. It's a good question. If it's available as an electric, you probably could convert it to electric. Testing the drag truck today, nice. Or testing it finally. Jerry VRC money for things, dude. Thank you. I actually don't even have any way of writing that down right now. So somehow, how am I going to do that? Hold on for a second. I wasn't even thinking that. Mitchell's RC guy, just getting here. Thank you guys for those donations. I can't find the big book, like literally the big book with everybody's names in it. Things are kind of like a little bit of a jumble over here right now, just because of stuff that's happening. So I will find it though. But right now I'm gonna write it on a progressive envelope. Dude, thank you very much. Jerry VRC, thank you, sir. Larry Mitchell. Boy, my brain is just gone. Thank you, Larry. How's it going? It's going, it's going all right. I'm glad you guys didn't murder me on the comment section on that Kaiju, the failed EPX Kaiju rip. Like I said, I literally, I think I was pushing my editing abilities to even create something that was watchable, and a couple people actually were like, it was actually watchable, and that's kind of cool. It's kind of cool to know that. Something that I'm serious. You guys couldn't obviously hear my thoughts as I'm driving the Kaiju on the top of the parking garage, but I was just like, this is total garbage. No one in their right mind is gonna even, and I literally thought about taking the footage and just throwing it away. That's how unimpressed I was. I was so bored. I was just I gotta do something with my time. And I know the EPX would have been better because the EPX could have at least, I assumed I could have drifted. I could have maybe tried some drifting or something. I'm not a drifter, but I saw it in my head, and then literally, and I know I said, I forgot I brought the wrong battery or whatever the heck I said. It's that thing where you're in the moment. And for me, the way it's always been is, I don't always use the correct term or word in the moment. Even though I know it was the adapter that I didn't have, I said battery. And it's like, this is the way I guess my mind works. It's just a big jumble. Bring some wind chimes out back here. Dude, yeah. Out front, the wind chippers. Justin O'Neill, guy. Chuck G, holy crap, dude. You guys are nuts. Money for things, money for stuff. You guys are awesome. Holy crap. I will, like I said. These, unless you don't direct it, I'll put this to stuff that I think. But Justin, thank you, man. Just stuff. Oh no, so your things. Chuck G, you just stuff. How about if I can't find my notepad, then put it to a new damn notepad. Oh my gosh, I don't know. My head's been riffraff guy, dude. Thank you. You guys are not making this easy for me right now. Riffraff RC, thank you very much for that, man. Lots of guys just rip up and down the street. I know. And I think what probably killed it was the determination for what I took. Literally was because I had shown all you guys, I took that, I took my thing here, my cell checker, and I literally was, all right, because I'm limited on time, and I started just plugging in batteries. This was like the conversation I had in my head. So because I had checked all the batteries, and it was like, what, 50-60% of all the batteries I had that weren't even all the batteries that I had showed you guys were already like almost fully charged. Dude, one of them was 1%. I had to bring that battery back from the dead. That was my smart pack. So for some strange reason, the Spectrum smart pack that I had was at 1%. Like when I plugged it into the thing, it didn't even recognize it as a battery. And I NiCad charged it for like, I think I NiCad charged it at 2 amps for probably, if I counted it, 15 to 20 seconds, just to give it, enough of a charge for the thing to recognize that there was even a battery there. And it worked out, man. That battery, actually, I gotta burn up that battery today. And I still have not taken apart my DB Pro. I said that I wasn't gonna put a battery through that I was literally just gonna pull that thing apart. But you know what I should do is I'm gonna have a little bit of time on my hands coming up soon. So what I should do is take the DB Pro out for one last rip on the backyard track here. Video it, of course. That thing's just, I cannot video that thing right. You cannot, there are certain times when you just cannot show how well a vehicle performs, and the Tenacity DB Pro from Losi makes you point blank think that you're a great driver, and I know I'm not. So I'll take that car out for one last rip before I do a teardown. That thing is going to get a complete teardown, like everything. Like down, well, I'm not going to take the ESC out, but like I'll leave the servo in, I'll leave the ESC in, leave the motor on, but everything else like pretty much disassemble and clean and just do what's right, man, because I need to see why that DB Pro is so awesome. I've said this before, probably like a month ago, that I was going to take it apart, but it just doesn't work out. Never works out there. Super Drake, what's going on, guy? You walked away, and I asked, where'd he go? Yeah. Right, that's it's a wood chipper across the street. That's why I'm in the back. That's why I'm in the back of the house today. What camera? I'm actually using my my Note 8. So basically almost all of my streams have been with my Note 8 camera. Is the clarity good? Or people have said that, like, I literally feel like this is like become like the streaming camera now, because some people have said that this camera is actually awesome. So it's a Samsung Note 8. And I'm closer to my router right now than normal. When I'm at the front of the house, that's like a further distance. The router is like literally like if you walk in that door right there behind me, if you walk in that door, the router is like, I don't know. I think from camera to router right now, I'm about 15 feet away. But when I'm at the front of the house, I am technically 2 walls. Like I'm 1 wall away, but I'm technically 2 walls, and I want to say I'm 20 plus feet away, I believe. I'm trying to like think straight shot. Maybe like 2.5. Whoa, wait a minute. Actually, I don't know how the signal goes. I'll just say 2 walls, maybe 2.5 walls. But here, the signal I think is better. There's no way for me to tell. But Shade Tree, what's going on, guy? Bandit Darnville, what's going on, man? Venom's here? Venom, good morning. Right, do you see, why? Did you see Daisy? Oh, yeah. She's right there. She's just chilling. Hey, Daisy. Yeah, pet the family friend, I will. Right now, because what's funny is I call her the Floridian, because she was the first time that I ever, and I totally thought, I don't know if I told you guys this before, but she's technically the first dog other than Colby that I ever paid for. So I bought Colby. He's a Yorkie, so I bought him. But every other dog that I've ever had has been technically free. My first dog that I got when I actually got the dog, she only cost $10, and that was she was at a pound, and she was $10. She was a puppy, and she was like the best dog. Hunter was obviously a gift, my chocolate lab. We had a dog named DJ. She was free. She was actually, how does somebody beat puppies? So we ended up thinking, we found out that she was potentially abused as a puppy, which is insane. How would somebody beat a puppy? I don't know how you could beat a dog other than like if it was attacking somebody or something. You might want to give it a couple raps to say, hey, stop killing whatever you're killing. But thank you. So yeah, I don't know. Well, I don't know. Somehow I got onto the dogs. Oh, Venom was saying pet the dog for him, but I somehow got onto like Sasha and DJ, and then DJ, literally DJ was yeah. I mean, nothing would break her of it, which was insane. But she was like the happiest dog, which is crazy. She was like, if anybody knows what Baby Huey is, she was like our baby Huey. She was full throttle, no brakes. Like, she would use you to stop her momentum. She was awesome. What? Yeah, right, exactly. And for us, Venom, like what you're saying right there, for us, the best thing that I had discovered through all the dogs and all the pets that I've had, the best 100% way is to crate train. And you have to make sure that you make the crate
not a punishment.
Right, exactly. The crate can never be a punishment, because that way they actually enjoy going in it, and they have like a sense of, I guess security or whatever. But that's what we did for every single dog that I've ever owned, was crate trained. And it was the most humane way of training, because they don't want to go to the bathroom normally where they sleep. So For us, crate training, 100%. I definitely agree with that. Yeah, and it's definitely being attentive to the dog too. Flying Fortress. Do you know anyone making aftermarket kaiju gearbox? Not yet. Um, other than I not as far as the gear goes, but obviously the guy was it Extreme Precision? He's making um, CNC parts, but as far as gears, as far as I'm aware, Red Cat Racing is actually coming out with their own upgrades. As of right now, that's what I. But obviously, everything is behind. So this is what we all have to realize. Like, I mean, just even like my state, just finally, I think today, opening up to other retail companies that were not allowed to be open are now allowed to be open, restaurants and stuff like that. So you need to just remember like where we're getting all these parts from, all the issues and everything. So many things are behind. When this kaiju, came out, there was obviously going to be upgrades for this thing, and I almost want to say this is Red Cat's flagship. Right now, as of right now, this is Red Cat's flagship vehicle for a basher. So, I love the Red Cat Kaiju. Thing is mint. I think yeah. So I got Riff, Mitchell, Jerry, Things. I just wanted to make sure I write everything because I don't have my notebook now. Look up clicker training, right? So, um, sometimes what I've also learned with having as many dogs as I've had is it also depends upon the breed how they, for someone like me, that the type of training that I do with my dogs is, I want to say, fairly intensive, and it's kind of like my own way. I've actually taken other people's dogs for periods of time and have been able to train them. So I'm not like some, certified dog trainer, but I do know that my way of training dogs does work. Nothing is out of violence other than, like I said, sorry, but if my dog is attacking another dog, it is going to get a rap to let them know, you know, to stop. I guess that's different. My dogs don't attack anything, but at least in my mind, if that's ever going to happen, um, yeah, it just like a little spanking on the butt. It's just kind of like, whoa, what was that? And then obviously maintaining. The biggest thing is always for me is like reading the dog. And again, I'm no trainer, but just how many dogs have I had? So in my lifetime, me myself, meaning like since my first dog, like Sasha, not being a kid, getting my own dog myself, I've had like dogs my entire life, cats too. Right now is actually the first time that I probably haven't had like a cat. It's weird. But I have had, so I had Sasha, DJ, Jake, um, Sasha, DJ, Jake. We had Maggie. We had Nikita. So I actually, Nikita, Maggie. Then we had Haley. I temporarily had a dog that I should have kept as our dog, but I won't even count her. That was Bella. So then it was Colby, and now Daisy. So in my lifetime, I've had eight dogs like that I have gotten. And that goes, first dog, Sasha, she was a mix. She was a mixed breed. Most of my dogs were mix. So, mixed breed. She cost $10. She was like the best dog ever. Well, it's hard to say that because Hunter, man, Hunter's awesome, was awesome too. So she was a mixed breed. She almost looked like she was like Rottweiler and Lab and Shepherd. Like, weird, like markings on her. She had Lab ears. She had Rottweiler markings. And intelligence like a shepherd, like weird. Then we had DJ. DJ was a cross between, we think, Lab and Newfoundland, because she had a Newfie head, but the rest of her was like Labish except for her coat. Her coat was obviously Newfie. Then I had now this dog was insanely awesome. You want to talk about a protective dog? Very intelligent, very strong, very big. The biggest dog, that even bigger than Daisy. Sam. Actually, I have to ask. His name was Jake. He was an Akita Shepherd. Wow. You want to talk about an awesome mixed breed of dog? The mother wasn't a full Akita. The dad was full Shepherd. And that mix, like, beautiful, beautiful dog. Super intelligent, super strong, super big, massive shedder. Like, a wicked bad shedder. Awesome dog. Yeah. And you guys know all the other dogs I think that I've got. But yeah, that's my dog thing. Lorm Cronish, what's going on, guy? Sergeant J, we'll see you later, man. I think you're taking off. Oh, RC Master's taking off. It's hard for me to pay attention. Hector Santos taking off too? Or, oh, Gus, you're taking off. You're already gone. Super Drake, see you later, man. STL, what's going on, guy? Dude, Mitchell's RC crushing it. Mitchell, you just crushed it, dude. Thank you very much, sir. It's very kind of you to say that. I don't think I am. Right, Venom, you're a dog whisperer. You know what, I've trained a couple dogs for my parents. They say I'm a dog whisperer. I love all animals, but, I obviously have an affinity for, dogs and cats just because they're the easier pet to have, I think. UDRC, what's going on, guy? Lunch break? Nice, man. Tony, what's going on, guy? Doing vinyl siding, demo RC, doing vinyl. So wait a minute. Are you on your lunch break now, or was that UDRC? So demo, how are you watching this and doing vinyl siding at the same time? Do you have it? You have classes that project like the live streams, YouTube live streams? That'd be pretty crazy. Don't they have a Google Lens or something like that? Has some kind of thing like that? My daughter made me lunch. That's what she was bringing out. Demo, you're awesome. That's a riot, dude. That's what I have my helpers for. To work while I watch the stream. That's a riot. You know what's funny is that I remember, and I kind of felt bad after the fact, and I every once in a while, right, which was so weird. And I I feel as though I paid my guys very well. I feel that. And I never got any negativity towards anybody saying that they wish, well, everybody always wishes you paid more, but all the guys that I've ever had work for me, they've always been like, I was fair. Like, how do you explain that? Like one of them will still like call me to this day and just say, hey, I just want to let you know you were the best boss I ever had. And I hate the word boss. Like, I hate being like labeled like a boss. Like, I just hate it. I don't know why. I think maybe in my head it's because I never wanted to have a boss. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's like that little kid's expression, you're not the boss of me. But and to me it's a good feeling, you know what I mean? Like, I'm glad that at least I, was fair. Tried to always be fair. That was always big for me. But you know what killed me though? When you're, how do I say this the right way? When you are more of a friend than a boss, it can become an issue. Like, and I mean an issue in the sense of, more can slide. Do you know what I mean? Like, you kind of like let more things go than maybe if you were a company that, was rigid that you should. Well, I mean, we never did like dumb stuff, but yeah, we'd like during lunchtime, we'd take our hatchets out and saw blades, like, circular saw blades, and we would set up like a target in the back, like, of whatever place that we were at, and we'd like throw hatchets and throw saw blades. Like, have fun. I was also known as, one of these days I'll show you guys my radio setup. Whoa, you know what? I actually might be able to show you right now. I was also a company that was known as having the loudest job site radio ever. Like, you guys have no clue, man. I tried to make the job sites fun. So, and the best part was that no one needed to bring a radio for the outside because the radio was so loud. And I was careful too. Obviously, I was careful. Didn't piss off neighbors, or at least I tried not to. But I had one builder come running into the house because he thought there was something wrong. Because what I used to do is, I had 10-inch bazooka tubes, and I would hook up the bazooka tube, like this whole setup of radio. It was a process. You literally needed a two-wheel dolly to bring in my radio onto the job sites. So I had a car battery with a charger, a car stereo, hooked up to 2 bazooka bass tubes, hooked up to regular, they were, what were they? 8 ohm. They were 8 ohm. It was like that combination like speaker that had tweeters and mid-range and like a mini woofer kind of like setup. But I would literally bring in spools of wire. I would take the bass tubes, find the biggest room, set the bass tube. Like, this was a whole process. I was always early on the job site, setting up the radio first. Like, that was first thing to do. Find the biggest room in the house, put the bass tubes in the corners, like totally opposite sides of the whole like thing. Sometimes I'd put a bass tube in its own room, and then set the stereo in the center of the house, and hook up the car battery, hook up the charger, get the cords all going, and then that was it. And then it was on. As soon as like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock came around, crank that thing right up, and no one had to bring their radio. It was awesome. And the music that I played, get back to the builder. So the builder comes running into the house. Now this was the first time he used cement clapboards on the outside of his house. he thought something was wrong with the house. Because the bass tubes were on the back side of the house, all you could hear on the front, because it was on the front side of the house that the cement clapboards were used on, the whole rest of the house was regular, just wooden shingle. The bass tubes were firing so hard that the whole front side of the first level of the house was vibrating. Like the clapboards were making like this. If you've ever heard like a car that had subwoofers in the back, like, and I don't mean like the crazy stuff you've got nowadays. I'm talking about like let's just say you got like a hatchback or something that had a trunk with a spoiler on it. And when the spoiler vibrates against the metal, the barap sound that the spoiler gets on the metal was what the whole front of the house, or the whole first level, was sounding like. And I jokingly said to the guy, because he thought something was wrong, and he comes in and he's like, "Oh," he goes, "You already got the radio going?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Do you know what the whole outside of the house sounds like?" And I'm like, "No." So I come out to the outside of the house and just like listening to the whole thing. And I told one of the guys, crank it back up. And I was just like, wow. I was like, you know what I'm doing is I am acoustically testing your home. Like, all the builders that knew me was like, I was the acoustic tester of their homes. I almost feel like I probably could have come up with like a company just from the radio that I used to bring on the job site. And no one, and like I said, I had the sense enough to be courteous, on all levels. We didn't always crank up the radio to, clapboard, siding, vibration, barap, but I point blank was known as the company with the loudest job site crazy radio. The only car stereo radio that was brought in and out with like a dolly. So it was fun, man. Those are the days, man. Those are the days that I just wish I had this device, because stories mean nothing sometimes without a backup. Love that stuff. That's why all this drives me insane. Like yesterday, when I was working on my daughter's truck yesterday, I had the radio was going. It was sounding pretty nice. Right, Riff Raff, right. Yeah, the morale, and I think the only time when it possibly would become an issue was when plasters would show up. Because the type of music that I played, what I called it was motivational music. So my form of motivational music, I think all you guys know, like, potentially the kind of music that I listen to. So it was everything from like back in the day, we would literally listen to everything from like what the heck was that guy's name? I would have everything from like 50 Cent to Ja Rule to DMX, Korn, Metallica, like the music that, like, the variety of music that I would play. And that was also when I used to do CDs. So I would have to rip my own music at that time. So I'd rip my own music and make like a compilation thing. And then eventually it started being able to hook it up to this. And then I bought a Bluetooth module. I went nuts, man. I even bought like a little Bluetooth like thing that was not designed to be used the way I was using it, but I used it that way. And yeah, it was just awesome. It was awesome. You know? Like, I think one of the good songs that had a good beat was that one that from DMX was I forget, I don't know what the name of the song is anymore, but it was X is gonna give it to you. Well, I can't like remember, like I'm not a singer, but it had just beat Like, all of my music was literally just, how do I say it? Mosh pit, motivational, get you amped up in the morning to want to work. When the plasterers would show up, that was when I'd have to tone back my music a little bit, because what I realized was that for plasterers, in order to function properly, plasterers cannot have that kind of motivational wake your butt up in the morning music. They more have to have, music that they can flow to. If you've ever watched a plasterer, at least the plasterers that, most of the plasterers in Mass that I knew, putting my music on, it did not function well for them. The rhythm just wasn't there. You just can't, you know what I mean? You can't plaster, you can't create smooth walls or do a nice, light, textured ceiling. Like, there's only, I can tell you right now, there's one guy, well, two guys. Three guys, sorry. Three guys that, from my background, as far as plasterers went, that were very good in the trade. One was Paul Cena Plastering. He was, some of the stuff that guy did was insane. So Paul Cena, the next plasterer right after him would have been DWB Plastering, Dave Bricky. He was on a different level of plastering. Like, yeah, amazing. And then BT, Brian Tobin Plastering. Now that guy, he was a guy that just, his conscience created the work that he did. So yeah, those are the plasters like that I would hire, and yeah, those are the guys that I would allow in my house. Those kind of guys right there. Very, very amazing work. But I remember one time playing my music and I could just see the plasters and just not being able to function. You just can't. You can't when you like got that, beat cranking. You know what I mean? Plasters just need to have the easy going, smooth, you know what I mean? Music, I think it's funny. Right. Right. Golden. Right. X gonna give it to you. It's yeah, though. X gonna give it to you. Oops. CDI out of Dartmouth? Who's CDI? Like, what's the... Are you talking a plasterer? I'm like, obviously, I'm just coming in. They need Beethoven. Dude, they do. They need music that is more easy on your body. My type of work was always just, yeah, you had to, motivational music is what I called it. My form of motivational music, right? R&B, hip-hop, rap, techno, and more. Grab your CDs. Venom. Yeah. Yeah, a pair of 12s, right. But these were bazooka tubes, the 10-inch bazookas. Those, man, I'm telling you, bazooka tube was the tube to have back in the day. I would have, in my 79 Trans Am that I had obviously a slew of stuff. I had two 10-inch bazooka tubes firing into the back two corners of that, each one driven by 95 watts of clean RMS power. So 95 watts of clean power. And then the rest was just got to get some highs and mids in between all those bass hits. So, yeah, back in the day, man. Remember that? ADS power plate amps was what I used at the time. ADS was a good name brand. Solid, clean, good power. Yeah, dude, it sounded awesome. And like I said, obviously, you know, playing Korn, playing Metallica, just like all of it, just good motivational, keep you awake, get you up in the morning music, make you want to. It was, dude, it was point blank, make you want, and all the guys loved it. You know, even the builders were like, every builder that I had was 100% cool with all my music. Because I was also intelligent enough to know when to not have it too loud. You know what I mean? Even some of my, you know, high-end builders. There were 2 high-end builders that I had. And those guys, even those guys were good with the music. Because, like I said, I knew how to... You gotta have a conscience. You just can't be an idiot and just play whatever you want whenever you want. You know? So I was careful. Yep. And then every once in a while, I would throw in a Frank Sinatra or a Dean Martin or just because there are some of those tunes. Some of those tunes are good. They are. They really are. I like pretty much all music, probably except for I can't listen to opera. I that's not for me. Country is probably just not my taste. Not saying I don't listen to country, but I don't gravitate towards it. I'm more of I guess like and I don't even know what do they even call music nowadays. I don't even know what they call it anymore. But my music was like headbang, you know, and I don't even know what the rap kind of music was that I listened to back then because like what was like DMX and 50 Cent and Ja Rule and a bunch of, you know, that type of, I guess, music. I don't even know what the heck it was called. I feel like DMX was like aggressive rap or something. I don't know. I never cared about, you know, what kind of music it was. I just liked what I liked. I think DMX was like aggressive rapper, something like that. I don't know. I'm probably wrong, but close enough. Aggressive rap. Riff Raff, man, thank you for that. Well, if you like bagpipe music, then you might like a couple of songs from Korn. Korn actually has bagpipes in some of their music. It's actually pretty good, believe it or not. Hardcore rap, yeah. Mohammed, what's going on, guy? DMX's gangster rap? Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure. Oh, James George. Yeah, obviously, yes. Dude, I listen to everything. I only say, like, Korn, Metallica, and groups like that because at that time, that was potentially the type of, you know what I mean? That's like, I'm trying to give, like, a spectrum of the type of music that I listen to. Like right now, if I'm to list off just a couple of groups that I probably listen to now, I listen to some of my daughter's music. I've really broadened my horizons for music now. I mean, I've listened to the Billie Eilish. I listened to that. I listened to obviously Godsmack, Mudvayne, which, you know, obviously Mudvayne's gone now. They've been gone for a while. There's so many groups that I listen to now that I don't even know who they are. I just, when the song comes on, it gets cranked. And I so wish there wasn't all this copyright stuff. Because There's so many songs that I sent an email to Godsmack. That's how much one of their songs, point blank, fit into one of the videos that I did. I actually sent an email to Godsmack, which I know probably would never have gotten seen anyway, but at least I made the effort. And I said, hey, can I use this song in one of my videos monetized? Actually, you know what? Yeah, monetized. Yeah. And they never got back to me, so I didn't use it. And the way I look at it, I'm advertising for you. That's the way I look at it. You guys make enough money already. Let me have a couple cents out of that. Copyright is crazy, man. I still don't understand it. Whoa. Oh, dude, I don't... Like I said, I'll listen to whatever motivates me. Like I said, opera doesn't motivate me. But my wife listens to Billie Eilish. There's also like there's other stuff that my wife listens to that I like. I don't even know who they are. Who the heck are they? Dude, I don't even know. I don't even know who they are. I just know that back in the day, if somebody, heard that I listened to this kind of music now, they would literally scratch their head and go, really? And it's just like, yeah. It's kind of like the way I look at this stuff, music, my broadened horizon of music is the same way I look at cars. When I was a teenager, it was literally the only thing I cared about was pretty much any kind of truck, or had to be what they call a muscle car. It had to be something that could move. And not, at the time, not Ferrari, none of those crazy exotics. It was literally, but that's just how I was brought up. And then slowly over time, I realized that I should appreciate, and this is the way I say it, I should appreciate the Hondas, the imports, the ones that are creating 5,000 horsepower. Granted, they can't put it to the ground because they're front wheel drive, but I've come to appreciate what it took to get the vehicle to that level. And even, I kind of explained it to my son in the sense that at least somebody is taking the time to figure it out. How can I take this four banger and make this thing make 5,000 horsepower? You know what I mean? Like it's pretty damn impressive. And I know I'm saying 5,000. It's not 5,000. I'm just being excessively whatever. I don't know. I think it's cool. Whatever keeps your interest, whatever piques your interest, whatever. As long as you're not murdering people. If you're murdering people, I don't want to know you. But if you've got an interest in modifying something to make it better or to make it cool or whatever, that's where I'm at now in my life experience. I don't, somebody wants to trick out a Miata, give that thing 5,000 horsepower, turn it into all-wheel drive, turn it into a 4x4. Yeah, dude, go for it. I love all types of creation. Now, if you want to take an Amish carriage horse and give that thing 5,000 horsepower, first of all, I want to see it. If you can give an Amish carriage horse 5,000 horsepower, just throw drag slicks on the back and it's already got the skinny minis on it, right? Justin O'Neill and Jerry VRC. Wouldn't you want to see an Amish dragster? Come on, Justin O'Neill, Jerry VRC. Come on, I know you want to see it. You want to see the Amish dragster. Into the power to weight rate, in the Honda game, right? STL Scion, happy birthday. Why, is it your birthday? What? So if we take an Amish carriage and put monster truck tires on it, you'll be all for it? With the big blower sticking out of the front? Dude, can't you picture it? Dude, I'm telling you, you guys have no idea, like, the thoughts that come into my mind. I love, and other people seem to appreciate, sometimes just the messed up thoughts that I wanna create. I've actually talked to Earl about a couple of my surprises, as well as the moderators of the Facebook group. They know of a couple of projects that I've been thinking about that I think would just stinking just be a riot. That's what all you guys should start doing. Why don't you guys start doing just like crazy stuff, man? Make something that isn't made. Dragbug was literally the first kind of, I guess, kickoff to that. Trying to create something that just like, I didn't know if it was going to work, but it stinking works. It works better than I thought that it was going to work. But I've got some pretty good ideas coming up. We got the Justin O'Neill and Jerry VRC. They're going to be pissed. They're going to be pissed. In a good way. It's all good fun. Like I said, everything can be reversed. Everything you can go backwards, kind of, sort of, on things. Hellcat swapped Miata. Are you serious? Venom. There you go. Right. An Amish dragster with tinted windows and air ride suspension. That would be insane. Wooden wheels, right? Got a couple of Gen 8ers here. We got Mitchell's RC and Riff Raff RC. They obviously like the crawler scene. I still have a hard time with the crawler scene. I just have a hard time with it. I'm not saying I don't have fun with it. I do. I have fun with it. I have a hard time with it. That's all. I just have a hard time. Oh my god. The Gen 7, I will say my Gen 7, I really actually did have some fun with that thing. But I realized my impatientness was short. When I started breaking stuff, it was because I was being impatient. I was actually riding endos, like, you'd go forward and then just goose it in reverse, and I started learning how to, like, try to ride an endo backwards. That was fun, but that's also when I just started breaking like everything, because it's not what you're supposed to do. But then again, I turned that crawler now into something that can take the abuse now, which is kind of cool. It does actually take the abuse fairly well. I haven't done, you know what? That thing actually does. The reason why I haven't taken out the Gen 7, it no longer has a receiver. My, it's either the Tornado. What car did I have to put that in? I took the receiver out for something. What did I take the receiver out for? Oh! Did I take it out for that? Nah, I don't remember. I actually don't remember. Why did I take the receiver out? Was it the Gen 7? Man, I can't remember. But I took a receiver out of something. I think I took it out of the Gen 7 to put it into something that didn't have a radio at the time. Because I just wanted to just do it. I got stinking hornets, man, going in and out of my trailer right now. It's ticking me off. You know those vents, the vents that you have at the top of the trailers? There's hornets that keep going to one of the vents. I'm gonna have to do something about that. You guys are killing me with that damn phone number. You know that phone number is going on a vehicle, right? Oops. No. You robbed your TLR, Sergeant J, for its servo to put in your notorious. That's awesome. Yep. TRX4 Kevin. Yeah, the sport that he has. That thing rips. Is that thing on 6S? I think that thing is on 6S. That thing's insane. Wasp freeze? Yeah. Gotta be careful though, whatever I put on that trailer, because it has a rubber roof. That's the only negative. I gotta be careful with whatever stuff that I stick on that thing. I wonder if dragonflies eat hornets, because there's a dragonfly that's been hanging around where those hornets are going in and out. Hopefully a dragonfly eats hornets. That'd be nice. Venom, that is awesome, man. A Tesla truck body? That is cool. I cannot wait to see that. LB Scooper, what's up with the what? Over the years of having it, there's things that you let go because you want to drive it that I can no longer let go. So literally the whole car last year, I didn't even drive it last year at all. And that's rare. To even take it out for one rip, I didn't even do that. The thing was registered and insured the whole year, and I never took it out. Yeah. It'll get back out there. There's a couple of things that are bugging me right now that it's because of the age of the car. I mean, it's a couple years old, and it kind of some things need to be corrected. That's all. Just it needs minor corrections. What happens is as I've gotten older, I've come to a different kind of appreciation about, instead of just ripping it, to try to make it as correct as possible now. And I'm not a crazy person, I'm not like one of those ones that, well, I mean, even, what I was just told, I think, I'd have to look this up, but a buddy of mine down the street, he, likes cars too. He's got a nice vet. He's got a Fox body, a 87, and then supercharged that he used to race, and then he's also got an Alpha, and then he's got he wants to get a Jag now, and what he was telling me was the Jag that I've got. He was like, you have no idea how rare this car is. And I go, what do you mean? And he threw out a number that I don't even know how to check it, but I think he said there were only 1,000 of that particular car, which I don't know. I know nothing, so I could be wrong. But I thought that was pretty cool to find out. Yeah, right. And that's where I say, like, maybe back in the day, you know, I'd say I was never a Mustang lover. Like, I'd obviously like the Camaro, Chevelles, GGOs, stuff like that, Novas, stuff like that, obviously just because I was that GM kid. But I always appreciated the Mustangs and Mavericks and Maverick. You want some snack too? Riff, you're saying I'm going to elect the GT5 for all of my RCs, but what, isn't that going to mean that I'm going to have to get receivers for everything? You built your first Acura to kill Mustangs? That's awesome, man. And that's the whole thing. I love it when somebody can take something. Like, I mean, obviously, one of my favorite sleeper non-sleepers, farm truck. Dude, the thing is awesome. I love the fact that it's a truck that looks like on the outside it's beaten to hell. And he beats it to hell, but he also puts the money back into it. That thing's awesome. I love farm truck. What are you saying, Griff? They don't cost much? Right. Yeah, I grew up on small and big blocks. My 79, I put a 403 in it. My 79 TA. I put a 403 in it. Then, from that, I put in a cammed 350 from... can't remember what car had the 350 in it. I've had so many cars. That 350, I think it was able to get out of its own way pretty well until the motor got stolen. My motor literally got stolen, and this is like a story too that people will be like, oh yeah, whatever. But I had a pretty well built 350 small block, cammed out, bored out, and got stolen out of my grandfather's garage. I remember showing up. I hadn't been to the garage in quite a while. And I showed up to the doors being open. My grandfather called me. He said, hey, he said, were you at the house? Were you at the garage? And I said, no. I don't want that. And I said, no. And he goes, well, the garage door is open and I don't know if anything's missing. And I made it really easy for them to take it because it was on an engine stand. Oh, it pissed me off. What's the word? The gall, or... That's one of the reasons why I hate people that steal, man. I hate people that steal your hard work. But I guess they worked hard too. Because it wasn't easy to take that motor and put it whatever the hell they put it in. But I definitely made it easier having it right on a stand. They could just wheel out to whatever vehicle they had. I don't even know how they got it. Right. Ricky, you're absolutely right, man. I had thought in my mind, because a couple of houses down, there was this gearhead, you know, dad, and his son always had his friends over, and I know that somebody probably drove by when I had the door open, and you could see what I was doing. You could see the cars that I was, you know, pulling out of the garage. Or not garage, but it was more like a... Well, it was a garage, but it had barn doors on it. It was where my grandparents used to have their horses. Yeah. I sometimes can understand why people feel like they have to steal. That's where my thinking's messed up. I get it. You don't have food for your family. You figure stealing somebody's TV, you know, maybe you could sell it or whatever. Stealing, you know, computers, you could sell it, get the money, get food, you know, whatever. If that's what it is, but if it's for you to get drugs, it's different. That's not needed. I don't know. I feel like I'm less lenient. If the person literally needs it for food, I don't know. I don't know. I kind of feel different like about that. But then I also feel like you should just get a job. But then again, you can't. I think you can't always get a job, right? Gotta love these. Yeah. Right, RC Master. Right. Yeah. I gotta feed the kids. It's time to go steal some RCs. I don't know. There's also that thought. If somebody can steal something from you, then apparently they wanted it more than you did. That's a messed up way of thinking. If somebody steals something or is able to steal something from you, they wanted it more than you did. Yeah, there you go. That's a way to think about it. You know what I just realized? I just realized right now. Is anybody going to call me out on the thumbnail for this thing? Anybody that saw the thumbnail for this stream, is anybody going to call me out? I literally just realized it right now. I don't know if anybody's going to call me out on it. Take care, crack. Right. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Ricky, you're absolutely right. Is that Ricky? It's like a piece of... Yeah, it's Ricky. There's like a piece of dust on my screen that made it look like it said your name was Bricky. Bicky, not Ricky. Yeah, on this MT right here. Anybody gonna call me out on the thumbnail? Just curious. I know. Just having a hard time. Well, I got other things that I gotta do too, you know. Darren, right. No, I wasn't calling you that. It looked like the R because there was a piece of dust on my screen right where your name came up. It looks like the R was a B. And I'm like, how's this guy's name Bricky? And then I'm like, well, there's no R. Wait a minute. There's all kinds of dust all the pollen is nuts right now. Anybody? Anybody catch anything on the thumbnail to this live stream? Just curious. Anybody catch it? It's pretty dang obvious now that I look at it. Well, I guess that goes to show you how symmetrical the truck is. Stickies, good morning. Oh, Ricky, that's awesome, man. Justin O'Neill, there you go, man. We got it. I just realized it right now. I'm looking at the truck and I'm like, what caught my eye as I looked at it, and I'm like, why is the battery tray in the back? I thought I moved them to the front. Takes a couple seconds sometimes. Check it out. So I'm looking at it. I'm just like, man, something looks. I mean, it fits perfect. I think that's the funny part. Was it the body clips front to back? Obviously, the way the thing is, it's symmetrically, like, pretty much perfect. And I'm looking at the battery tray, and I'm like, wait a minute, I thought I swapped battery trays. Yeah, I know I did, because it's backwards. I literally didn't even realize it. I just threw the body on. But that just goes to show you these mounts are, like, this body is symmetrically, like, the same. That's insane. Because there was no issue putting this body on, and it went on perfect. So this is how it's supposed to look. Of course, now that I said, yeah, see, that's how it's supposed to look. But see how it's the same reveal in the back? Isn't that funny? Never realized that before. Well, you learn something new every day. Or you find out something new every day, or something like that. Something like that. But I think I actually wanted to take this body off anyway, because that's what the wrench is for. See this ignition wrench right here? This is called an ignition wrench. For you older people, I'm sure you guys know what this is. This is an ignition wrench. So I'm going to use my ignition wrench to adjust my turnbuckles, to adjust the rear suspension and possibly the front suspension, because as the way it sits right now, it has just way too much toe all around. It's towed in way too much on the back, and then on the front, in my opinion, it's towed out just a little bit too much. I don't like to have such excessive toe out or toe in. It's massive on this truck. So I just want to kind of adjust that out. Like I said, I got to square away my daughter's truck today, finishing up the brakes. Probably won't do the bumper today, but and then I, obviously want to rip the MT after that. So yeah. How long have we been going for here? 2 hours? Oh, hour and a half? It's not too bad. Yeah, very symmetrical. Isn't that crazy? Dude, that would have been terrible. I would have realized it, obviously. Because I would have went to go turn it on and been like, wait a minute, why is the switch this way? You know how you reach your hand, like, you know, a body like this, you reach your hand under one specific spot to turn it on. And I would have been like, whoa, why am I touching servo? You know what I mean? Yeah, it would have been a rear steer. How's the Jag? The Jag is actually doing very well. I actually been thinking about getting wheel adapters to put on a set of wheels that we had for the Montego, because the Montego had an aftermarket nice set of tires and wheels. The tires were brand new before it got totaled, and I'm thinking the 19s. The only thing is, what I'm wondering if these wheel adapters are going to be, not the wheel adapters, I'm wondering if the size, overall size of the tire is going to be an issue. The 18s that it had on it, which were the BMW wheels, all I would have to do is have the center bore widened on those BMW wheels, and that would actually be meant. And they look good. I don't know. I don't want to buy a set of wheels for it. You know what I mean? I just don't. It's too much money for a set of wheels for that thing. Because then obviously you're buying tires too. You're talking like what, $2,000? No, thank you. It's supposed to be like Project Cheap Jaguar, Project Cheap Jag, Project Redneck Jag. Fender flares, get out of here, fender flares. Turn it into like one of those wide bodies. Yeah, late stream. Yeah, exactly. Didn't start it very early on. Yeah, Darren Morris protecting stock. Yep, you got to do it sometimes. Do I have a PO box? Yeah, I can't remember what it is though. It's on my. Usually the PO box is on my streams. Well, not streams, on my videos. If you're talking to me, I don't know if you're talking to me, but I do have a PO box. As a matter of fact, I was supposed to check it over the weekend, but I just did not have time. Wish there was a way to like make things easier, but there isn't. You know what's funny? I'm gonna try something. Can I go on to? I can. I can go on YouTube twice. How is that even possible? Nah. How do I do that? I don't even know how to do it. I think you do it like that. I think that's how it is. Eric Vale, what's going on, guy? 73, brother, you doing it? Almost 4K, really? What am I looking at? How many am I at now? Wow! Yeah! Holy smokes! So probably by tomorrow, this channel will have 4K. We're not just talking 4K video here. We're talking 4K subscribers. That's insane. Oh, wait a minute. What's going on? I gotta get this call. Hello? I'm sorry, say that again. Yes, this is supposed to Huh. My physical fitness appointment has been canceled because of COVID. Big deal. I don't even need a physical. I'm alive. It's all that matters. Physical fitness. There's no such thing as physical fit with me. I'm physically alive. Stickies, dude, you're getting it, man. Talk amongst yourselves, right? Dude, the 4K, it's crazy. Right, still breathing. Yep, good to go. Still breathing. Heart's beating. Still breathing. I'm good. Forget the physical. I don't need no physical. It's annoying. It's actually annoying. I don't want a physical. You don't need to tell me I'm fat. I already know I'm fat. You're, what is it called? BMI or whatever? Base? BMI. What is it called? BMI. Body. Is it body mass index? I already know I'm off the chart. I already know I'm garbage guy. I see the damn scale. Body mass index, right. I already know I'm not physically fit. I can't run a 5K. Not a marathon runner. These dang hornets, man. These things just need to go away. That's what the elastic band the gun is for. Take the elastic band to take out all the hornets. Hate hornets. Look at him look at me, too. He's looking at me. He's all like sideways. Trying to be tough. Get out of here. I made him go. I'll run the 10K, 5 for you, 5 for me. Yeah, there you go. Right. But you can do it, Sergeant J. You're already physically fit. Waiting for that video? What video? The video that I run a 5K? Never happened. Earl, good morning. Coffee's ready? Yeah, I actually didn't have coffee this morning. Well, I did. I had coffee this morning. I didn't have it for the stream. Too much. It does work. It works very well. I'm pretty dang good with an elastic band. Right, Sergeant J, for you it's evening coffee, exactly. because Sergeant J is literally on the other side of the planet. Still, like I said, it's pretty crazy when you think about it. How connected like this is. Anybody can be anywhere on the earth right now and you're at my house. It's pretty cool. I know I keep saying that, but it is. To me, it's still amazing. It's definitely cool. The dang murder hornets, yeah. Dude, gonna need a pretty good size elastic band for the dang murder hornets. But I'm looking at stupid hornets. They're like all over the place. Everywhere I look, there's hornets flying around. They're on my trailer. They're on the back of my house. They're like trying to find like every crevice of the house to try to like go into. They're annoying. Scruffy Page, what's going on, guy? Murder hornets. Yeah, we're really not hearing much about the murder hornets now, are we? Crazy. Wonder what happened to those. I think I saw someone caught one or something. I don't know if it was on the news or whatever it was. Could have been like on some YouTube thing that somebody had snagged one of those murder hornets and put it in like a Ziploc bag or something. It was probably a YouTube thing. I don't even know. The murder hornets. Well, anyways, like I was saying, I'm gonna end this stream right at 1:30 my time, so we got like another 12 minutes, 10 minutes, somewhere around there. I gotta get going on that Ranger. I want to get that thing squared away today. It's a good day to do it too. Temperature's not too bad. Right now, we're looking at temperature in my area is, what are we looking at? Weather. Current location, I'm looking at 70 degrees. I like this app because I think the little frog thing is pretty funny. So 70 degrees today. Little frogs hanging out at the beach. It's going to be nice and sunny all day. Tomorrow, looks like tomorrow's going to be a nice day. And Wednesday will be a nice day too. And then Thursday, Friday, showers. Saturday, sun. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all showers. So, nice. Gotta get that thing done. Coffee's calling Venom, nice. Scruffy Page, yeah. Well, I mean, you were late, but so was I, so maybe that's why. I was kind of late to the stream. I actually made it on time for the time that I put, but I was doing like a whole bunch of other stuff before I started the stream, so. But I do, like I said, I do got to get out there. I got to finish that truck. Get that thing squared away. That way my big giant just puff of pollen just came off the trailer. It's looking to burn my eyes. Oh, Earl, on that video you did with the person, did you say started their grill with gas? Like, do you mean like automotive gas? Like they started their grill with gasoline? Because if that's the case, that doesn't sound very healthy. $2:50 a.m. Wow. .5 degrees. Dude, that's insane. Why would anybody start their grill with gasoline? They're marinating their dogs and hamburgers in like gasoline flames. That's awesome. Tell you, man, that's just nuts. Not healthy, right? Not healthy or tasty, right? Gasoline fumes. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. Why would somebody do that? Right, right. Nothing like the taste of 93 on your hot dog. Or actually, nothing like the taste of sweet 87 on your hot dog. What is it? Oh, it's Heinz 57, not 87. Nothing like the sweet taste of Heinz 87 on your hot dog. Terrible, absolutely terrible. Yeah, it would be even better if it had leaded fuel. You know, like gas stations used to have leaded fuel. Yeah, but that was to keep the motors like more lubricated. Now it's like everything's unleaded and crap. Little octane booster with yours, nice. A little nitro with yours. A little squirt of nitrous. Better than diesel? Yeah, I bet. Yeah, probably. Yeah, you're right. I've always thought about that though. When you think about it, right? When you're cooking, granted propane they call a clean fuel, right? But have there been any tests whether if like somehow propane cooking is killing people? Like, I don't know. I was just thinking about it. And it's every once in a while you have those random weird, thoughts. Because if propane for your house, the carbon monoxide can put you to sleep and kill you, right? Aren't we technically infusing whatever we cook on a grill that uses propane? Aren't we infusing all the meat with just propane, just aftermath? Like, what's that doing to the body? What is the best way to cook stuff? 91 octane, right? Yeah, we got 90. I think we got 93 and 94 over here. There were stations years ago in Weymouth, Massachusetts, that would have, was 105 octane? I forget what the octane was. My mother would probably know. But I remember it was 100 and something octane was what they sold at. I know one particular station in Weymouth, in Massachusetts, sold at the pump 100 and something octane. Maybe it was 102 octane or something. I vaguely remember it when I was a kid, but I knew my mother every once in a while would take the Camaro all the way to Weymouth from Marshfield to fill up with what she called good fuel. $103. Yeah, I don't remember what the octane level is. I'd probably have to ask her. But I just remember it. I remember it being a higher octane, and only every once in a while she'd go and get it. A grilling purist, right? But even then, though, Riff, think about the charcoal. What's the byproduct of burning charcoal? Never thought about stuff like I said. Sometimes you get a little bit of extra time on your hands, and your mind starts thinking stuff, and you're like, man, I wonder what the effects. Because obviously the effects of everything nowadays. Everybody's worried about the effects of everything. But what are the effects? What are the effects of using charcoal briquettes? What's the effects of using, I don't know, How do you cook food without having some kind of after effect? Because you're burning something in order to create the heat to cook what you're going to eat. You got to create the heat to cook what you eat. Right, the ethanol fuel, right. Flavor is the byproduct, right? Right, the flavor of the briquettes. What was that? What are those briquettes called? Kingsford? Are they called Kingsford or something like that? I think that's what they were called, Kingsford. What the heck are those square, funky-looking briquette things called? I think they were Kingsford. An air fryer, right? Well, you know what? Couldn't you technically use the power of the sun and a magnifying glass or one of those, you know? That'd be a clean way to cook your meal. Beats gas any day of the week, right? Kingsford. Dehydration to jerky, right? Right. Sun causes cancer, but that's different though. You're focusing the light rays. You know, like when you were a kid and you used to burn ants with your magnifying glass. I don't know. I was an ant terrorist. I used to burn little ants with my magnifying glass. I also used to blow up. I used to blow up the underground nests that you would find. I didn't know what they were though. I knew it was some kind of hornet or some kind of bee or something that would have underground nests. And my aunt at the time, she owned a joke store. And at the joke store, they could legally sell fireworks, and she would get me fireworks or give me fireworks when I was a kid. And I would get those brick packs where you could unravel the brick of fireworks, the little, you know, the little, whatever they're called, firecrackers. And I would unravel the whole pack and end up with these little tiny firecrackers. And I used to like stuff them in the hole, light them on fire, and run. Yeah, that was fun. So today on my daughter's truck, I am just replacing the rear drum brakes. So we've got some power stop stuff going in there with Z34, I think. It's either Z34 or Z23. Is it the Z? No, that's the front. Sorry, Z. It's either Z34 or 24 pads for the front with power stop, drilled slotted rotors, and the E-coated rear brake drums with, I forget what brand of shoe I got, but all new hardware, all new everything. Yeah. So, but I think we're ending the stream right about now. We're looking at. You hear Daisy? She's dreaming. She's dreaming. She's twitching and dreaming. It's funny. She sleeps through just about anything. Anyways, so I'm gonna end the stream right where it is. Like I said, just gotta do some other stuff. And I'm thinking that my wife actually should be coming home very soon. So I want to thank you to the donators for today. We got Jerry VRC for things, Mitchell's for hey what's up, Justin O'Neill things, Chuck GRC, Riff to the Raft, Mitchell's RC. Thank you guys for those donations for the stream. You obviously know exactly what's going to happen to that stuff. It goes right back into the channel. Going to jump into the stream here. We got Mitchell's RC, Bandit Darnville, Darren Morris, Riff to the Raft, Earl Moorhead, Scuffy Page, or Scruffy Page. I keep calling Scuffy. Scruffy Page, Sticky's RC. I didn't even see you were taking it off, man. I'm sorry. Justin O'Neill. We got RC Rorschach, Sergeant J, and RC Master. Going back. Hector Santos. Eric Vale. Venom G54. Known as Venom. And looking, and I think that is literally it. STL Cyan took off. Bandit Darnville, did I say that? V Power Burgers. I didn't even see that. That's funny. And then Flying Fortress. So I always say to you guys, oh, who? Riff Raff, right? Take care. Yeah, take care to you too, man. Right. Oh, Wild and Out is jumping in. Wild and Out is jumping in just as I'm jumping out. I almost forgot where the camera was. All right. So what did we do today? We didn't do anything. We just talked and we were just basically saying, hey, what's up? I do need to adjust some of that toe in and out on my HoBao Hyper MT Sport Plus before I take it out for its next rip to hopefully see if any more diff cups will break, because it is still running one stock diff cup and it's on the breakable side, meaning it's on the side where if it breaks, it has the potential to actually break the diff housing, or the you know what I mean, the gear housing for the differential, not the actual main housing. I don't even know what you call it. Differential case. We don't want to crack that, but we already know it's possible. So, yeah, I just got to go and work on the daughter's truck, and I hope you guys are able to get out there and rip it, because what I always say, man, just get out there and rip it, because that's what you got to do. You got to have fun in life, man. You have no idea. You have no idea how short it is. You have no idea how long it is. So what do you got to do? Just get out there and rip it. Yeah, I don't know. Might do a stream later. I'm not sure. Like I said, something else is preoccupying my mind. So the streams right at this moment may be a little random. I tried to keep it steady, and it did go steady for a while, but with what is happening right at this very moment, it's more important to spend the time elsewhere just in case. Because, yeah, it's rough, man. Very, very rough. So, anyways, get out there and rip it. You already know what to do. Just do it. Do it. Get out there and rip it. We'll see you later.